We all know the names: Einstein, Edison, Tesla, giants of invention, right? But what if I told you the stories you've heard are missing something? Behind every invention that shaped our world lies a story, forgotten, ignored, or stolen. Today we bring their legacies back to life. This is, and if you love uncovering the untold, like and subscribe, because the stories only get stranger from here. We start with a man who needs no introduction, a name synonymous with electricity itself, Nikola Tesla. This is the guy who basically gave us the power grid we use today, alternating current. But did you know Tesla once claimed he could wirelessly transmit electricity across the world without power lines? Imagine that world. He envisioned a future where energy wasn't a commodity, but a fundamental right, freely available to all. To achieve this, he designed and built a massive tower called Wardenclyffe, a structure so ambitious it seemed ripped from the pages of science fiction. Tesla believed he could beam power through the Earth itself, using the planet as a conductor. He even managed to secure funding for this audacious project. But there was a catch, and it wasn't a scientific one. It was about money. Tesla's backers, used to the old ways of charging for kilowatt hours, realized they couldn't anyone for free energy, and the money dried up. The project was abruptly shut down. The Wardenclyffe Tower, once a symbol of boundless ambition, was demolished, reduced to rubble and forgotten memories. And one of the most revolutionary ideas in energy history was lost. Maybe forever. Or was it? The dream of wireless energy still captivates our imaginations. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe Tesla was just a bit ahead of his time. Next up, we journey to the golden age of Hollywood, a time of glitz, glamour, and groundbreaking scientific innovation. Meet Hedy Lamarr. You might know her as a stunningly beautiful actress, a silver screen icon. But Hedy was hiding a secret, a mind as sharp as a diamond. During World War II, with the world engulfed in conflict, Hedy stumbled upon a problem. Radio-controlled torpedoes, a new and potentially game-changing weapon, were susceptible to jamming. The enemy could easily throw them off course, rendering them useless. Hedy, a brilliant mind trapped in a world that saw her only for her beauty, decided to act. Partnering with composer George Antheil, she developed a system called frequency hopping. This ingenious invention allowed torpedoes to constantly switch frequencies, making them nearly impossible to jam. Imagine their excitement as they presented this revolutionary technology to the military, eager to contribute to the war effort. But their hopes were met with indifference. The military brass, stuck in their old ways, dismissed Hedy's invention as a novelty. Decades passed, and the world marched on, oblivious to the sleeping giant of an idea hidden within those dusty files. Then, something incredible happened. Hedy's frequency hopping system formed the foundation for technologies that would change the world: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. It's a tragic irony that Hedy Lamarr, a woman who helped shape the future of communication, died in 2000, never fully knowing the impact of her invention. From the silver screen, we travel back in time to the Italian Renaissance, a period brimming with artistic and intellectual ferment. And at the forefront of this creative explosion stood a man who needs no introduction: Leonardo da Vinci. We all know him as the genius behind the Mona Lisa, the artist who captured the human form with unparalleled precision. But Leonardo was more than just a painter. He was the embodiment of a polymath, a true Renaissance man, his curiosity as boundless as the sky itself. Hidden within his countless notebooks amidst anatomical sketches and artistic masterpieces lay a treasure trove of invention. We're talking helicopters, tanks, even scuba suits, all conceived in the 1400s, centuries ahead of their time. His aerial screw, a marvel of engineering, was the precursor to modern rotor blades, and his bridge designs? They were so advanced, so elegant in their simplicity, that one of them was finally built in 2001, and it worked flawlessly. It's a tragic fact that most of Leonardo's inventions were never built in his lifetime. Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance man, showed us that the only limits to human ingenuity are those we impose upon ourselves. Our journey takes us now to the heart of the Industrial Revolution, a time of unprecedented technological advancement, but also a time marked by deep social and racial divides. In this era of both progress and prejudice, a brilliant inventor named Elijah McCoy made his mark on the world. Born in 1844 to escaped slaves who found freedom in Canada, Elijah showed an early aptitude for mechanics. He was a tinkerer, an innovator, a man driven by a relentless desire to solve problems. He eventually made his way to the United States, where he found work as a fireman and oiler for the Michigan Central Railroad. It was a tough job, demanding constant attention, as steam engines required frequent lubrication to keep running smoothly. But Elijah saw an opportunity for improvement, a chance to make a real difference. He recognized the inefficiency and danger of stopping trains for manual lubrication. So he invented something truly remarkable, an automatic lubricating device. This ingenious contraption, a testament to Elijah's ingenuity, automatically lubricated the moving parts of steam engines while they were in operation. No more stopping, no more delays, no more risking life and limb for a simple lubrication job. Elijah's invention was a game-changer, a stroke of genius that revolutionized the railroad industry. His invention was so effective, so far superior to the competition, that engineers and railroad workers began asking for the Real McCoy, a testament to the quality and reliability of Elijah's work. In an era rife with prejudice and discrimination, Elijah's invention transcended those barriers. Yet, despite his undeniable impact, despite holding 57 patents to his name, Elijah McCoy's story, like so many other black inventors, was relegated to the footnotes of history. Elijah's story reminds us that true genius knows no color, no social standing, no boundaries. We shift gears now, leaving the railroads behind for the open road, a time when automobiles were still a novelty, a symbol of progress and adventure. But imagine for a moment driving in the rain or snow without windshield wipers. It sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? Well, that was the reality for motorists in the early 20th century, a time when driving in inclement weather was a messy and potentially dangerous affair. Enter Mary Anderson, a woman who saw a problem and, like any good inventor, set out to solve it. In 1903, during a winter trip to New York City, Mary witnessed firsthand the difficulties drivers faced when rain or snow obscured their view. She watched as drivers were forced to stop, open their windows, and manually clear their windshields, exposing themselves to the elements and delaying their journeys. Mary knew there had to be a better way, and so, the idea for the windshield wiper was born. She envisioned a device, a simple yet elegant solution, that would allow drivers to clear their windshields without leaving the comfort and safety of their vehicles. She returned home to Alabama and, with the help of a designer, brought her vision to life. Her invention consisted of a lever-operated arm with a rubber blade that swept across the windshield, clearing away rain, snow, or debris with ease. Armed with a working prototype and a patent, Mary Anderson approached several manufacturers, eager to share her invention with the world. But her enthusiasm was met with skepticism, even ridicule. The manufacturers, blinded by their own short-sightedness, couldn't see the value in Mary's invention. Discouraged but undeterred, Mary's patent eventually expired, and the windshield wiper, her brainchild, became a standard feature on automobiles. She never profited from her invention, but her legacy lives on in every vehicle on the road today. Mary Anderson's story is a testament to the quiet brilliance of those who see the world differently, who dare to imagine a better way, even when faced with indifference and doubt. Our final story takes us back to the dawn of communication, to a time when the very idea of speaking to someone miles away seemed like an impossible dream. We've all heard of Alexander Graham Bell, the man credited with inventing the telephone. But what if I told you that history, as it often does, got it wrong? Meet Antonio Meucci, an Italian immigrant who, in the 1850s, achieved something truly extraordinary. Working from his basement in Staten Island, New York, driven by a desire to connect with his ailing wife who was confined to their home, Meucci created a device that would change the world. He called it the teletrofono, and it allowed him to transmit his voice over wires, a feat that seemed like magic to those who witnessed it. Eager to protect his invention, Meucci filed a caveat in 1871, a legal document that served as a notice of intent to patent his invention. But fate, it seems, had other plans. Meucci, struggling financially, couldn't afford the full patent fee, and so, his invention, his life's work, languished in obscurity, a victim of circumstance and the unforgiving realities of poverty. Meanwhile, Alexander Graham Bell, working with greater resources and influence, filed his own patent for the telephone in 1876. The rest, as they say, is history. Bell's name became synonymous with the telephone, his legacy cemented in textbooks and museums around the world. But Antonio Meucci's story didn't end there. In 2002, More than a century after he first whispered his voice through those wires, the United States Congress officially recognized Meucci's contribution to the invention of the telephone. It was a long overdue acknowledgement, a posthumous victory for a forgotten genius. Antonio Meucci's story serves as a stark reminder that history is often written by the victors, by those with the power and resources to amplify their voices. So what do all these stories have in common? Genius, overlooked, ideas, misunderstood, and inventors, remembered far too late. History doesn't always reward the first or the best, just the loudest. That's why we tell these stories. If you believe these forgotten voices deserve to be heard, like this video, subscribe to Time and Top and stay tuned.